What's going on YouTube? My name is Blake and welcome back to my channel. I got into triathlon about 3 years ago after I played pretty competitive hockey up until about 19 years old, and then when COVID was happening, I kind of fell out of love with hockey and then got into triathlon, and now I am a triathlon fitness online coach. Coached over 400 individuals ranging from Ironmans, 70.3s, marathons, half marathons, lifting, pretty much any fitness. I love fitness. I love seeing people transform through fitness as a more confident and better human than before. This is what I do every day, so I just want to run us through this weekend experience. Why did we choose Ironman Florida 70.3 for our end of the year race? It's the last Ironman 70.3 of the season in 2024, so anyone who wanted to up their rankings in all-world athlete or wanted to finish off a year before the winter hit, I think it's a great race to do as a beginner, as a first timer, and just to travel to a nice spot, because Haines City is just south of Orlando. I went there 2 years ago when I was coaching probably around 25 athletes, and I had one guy there with me, and that's kind of what sparked it in me, because Ironman Florida 70.3 was a fun course. It was sick. Last year we did it as well as a team. At that point I was probably coaching about 50-60 people, and we had 8 go down there, and this year within Hacks there's around 140 to 160 people, and yeah, we had 30 come down, which was really cool to just spend the weekend together. The past couple months, 4 or 5 months, everyone here has been training their asses off for this race. Yeah, the itinerary this week was Wednesday was a travel day. So I'm living in Kelowna, BC, Canada right now. So I had to travel Wednesday with one of our athletes, Ryan Tal. So we got down Wednesday at Orlando, stayed at a hotel. I like being there early. I'd rather take the weekend slower than faster, especially when I'm coaching, I'm racing. If you're thinking about doing a race next year, definitely try to go down there to wherever you're going earlier than later. I'd rather have you have more time than less time. If you forget something, if you need to order something, if something goes wrong, well, then you have an extra day. On Thursday, we started preparing people for picking them up from the airport, because we had a ton of people have cars there. A ton of people drove down, came from all over the world, Canada, all over the US, Germany. I'll put kind of a map that I made from where everyone kind of came into this race. But I'd say Thursday would probably be the toughest day, because you have to manage when everyone's coming into the airport and making sure they're getting to the Airbnb pretty safely, whether that being if they rent their own car or if they're with friends, or if they just need a ride, especially with bikes. We had one guy, Jacob, his bike got sent to Colorado, and then he got it Friday morning. But biking and traveling, it's not fun. I've done this many times, and it's not the most, I don't know, like you can't really trust them, because you know when you go to airport and you're looking at your bag, they're just tossing your bag everywhere. But if you have like a $10,000 bike in a case, and it's a pretty fragile item, I mean, it's stressful. I'd recommend to get an air tag, because I just throw an air tag in there and then I just go and I look at my phone if it's there. Friday was pretty much our first like day as a group. We had still people coming in, but most of the people were in, so we did a shakeout run in the morning. Get into the parking lot, there was like 20 people standing there. I was like, damn, that's a lot of people. Like, I'm gonna have to run them through a running workout, because I'm usually just online, right? Like, if there's 40 people in a Zoom call, it's just 40 little heads there. But when there's like 20 people in a parking lot, it's really cool to see, and really cool to see like them interacting just through online training, and a single event, which is a triathlon, obviously. And then we hopped right over to the swim. We did about 1,200 meters, and then Mauricio, which is our swim tech coach, he helped everyone with sighting, with their stroke, with their wetsuit, all that good stuff, as well as myself. I was helping out some people. And then we went for a team breakfast, because 48 hours out, that's when the carb load starts. So Mauricio definitely was nailing down on everyone for carb loading. Really saw how much of the group kind of gelled right from the get-go. I was kind of nervous how it would go because we're all just chatting online, and then when you get in person, everyone really vibes together, and it was really cool to see. A lot of laughs, a lot of good times. And then later that day we went to do a race check-in. We had a potluck as well on Friday, which was cool. So everyone brought something, whether that being like chicken, potatoes, and then Saturday, this is when I could really see some people were getting nervous or just relaxing, because everyone that I coach is way different mentally in how they think, and going into a race, how their training was, what their training looks like. So I was really kind of just acknowledging everyone and how they were feeling and how they were like acting, their body language, and then going up to them and trying to make it feel light, because I mean, you don't want to be really nervous going into race day. You want to feel comfortable. And then we did a shakeout bike ride with everyone. That was really cool. There was like 25 of us that went biking. And then we did a shakeout swim in the water as well. That water was so cold. It was around 63 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty cold. Then we went home, carb loaded some more, hung out at the village, saw Luke Hopkins there, which was really cool. I haven't seen him since when we were at the headquarters a couple of years ago. I was just telling him, like, I was at like, I don't know, 1,000 followers. He was at like 500 followers 2 years ago. And then now seeing each other after a while, it's really cool to see how we've both kind of grown within this space. But yeah, I love that kid. Definitely go check him out if you haven't. Race morning, race day. We woke up at, I think, 5 a.m. Because we want to leave. No, we woke up at 4:15 because we want to leave at 5 because the parking and everything would be pretty packed. Trey drove us. Shout out to Trey. He's a hacks coach as well. He didn't race. He just came to support and help everyone out. Race day jitters, race day emotions. I started tearing up when I was racking my bike. Emotions get brought out. Like, there was an individual who was on our team, and he said he cried a couple times during the race, and he never cries. I don't know what it is. It's just emotions. It's just raw. It's hard. It's a hard sport, and you put so much time into this, and then when you're actually doing the race, it's gonna be emotional, and you're gonna get sad out of nowhere when you're running good, and something just like, it's not a thought that pops up, it's just like you start kind of tearing up and you just have to kind of snap out of it. And at the start line, my mom surprised me when I was about to hop in the water, and I started tearing up. Like, I'm not kidding you, I was literally right at the front, almost gonna hop in, and then I was like, dude, you're gonna start swimming in about 45 seconds. So that was really cool to see my mom. She came all the way from Canada as well, to surprise me. And then, yeah, starting the swim, it was really cold. I started at like the 30-minute swim with 30-minute swimmers, felt really good throughout the whole thing. Looked at my watch, and it was around 35 minutes, which I was kind of surprised. I felt strong, so I couldn't have gone any faster. But it's a weird swim because it's an M. So you go up, across, down, across, up, across, back. So it's 6 turns. So it's a lot of sighting. And gators are supposedly in that lake. They probably are. I didn't see any, but apparently someone did. There's a couple lakes around Haines City, and right behind our Airbnb, we saw a huge gator, and that freaked a couple of the teammates out. But I was just like, you'll be fine. Like, you're not gonna get eaten by an alligator. But I mean, it was in my head, I'm not gonna lie about that. And then getting into the bike, I just wanted to go as fast as possible and leave it all on the line. I would rather do a race at this point, not be able to finish because I went too hard, rather than finish and have a lot left in the tank. So this is my max I can go. I want to go right here, or maybe even a bit above, like right around that. And I feel like that's what I did on the bike. On the bike, I held around 38, 39 kilometers per hour for a total time of 2 hours and 2 hours and 20 minutes, which was 15th overall out of 1,700 people, second in my age group. I passed a lot of the people that I had no clue I was going to pass. And yeah, I was feeling good, feeling strong. I definitely pushed it. I was taking in 120 grams per hour on the bike. I allocated 360 grams on the bike, so I ate 360 grams of carbs on the bike, as well as 3 grams of sodium through salt stick that I just inhaled through 3 water bottles. And then getting onto the run, I knew I was going to get a PR. Like, I think I was at around 3 hours getting off the bike. I think 3 hours and 1 minute, and I was right on target. Like, I wanted to break 4:30, and I had nothing in my legs. I was like, let's just go. Like, my legs usually wake up after I'm off the bike for like a kilometer or two, but I ran the first couple kilometers way too fast. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just going as hard as I could, and I think I did the first 2K in about 8 minutes, and then I had to walk. Like, my heart rate was 185. I wanted to keep that pace, but my PR just running is like an hour 25, so I don't know how I was going to hold that after that hard of a bike and a swim. I was walking some of the run just to get some oxygen in myself and to just chill out so I don't crash and not finish a race. That was really in my head. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was running like a 5-minute pace, then I was running like a 4:30 pace. That was a bit too hard for me to hold for whatever, the 18 kilometers that I had to go. And then I just held like a 4:45 for the rest of it. I knew people behind me were going to pass me because I started off second on the run, and there was, 5 people behind me that were within 4 minutes. And I saw Luke, I saw Ian, I saw the other guys, and they were like, I'm coming for you. I'm like, I'm here. Like, I have nothing else to give. I'm giving my all right now. The run was not the highlight of the race at all. I thought it was going to be. I was doing a solid 54 Ks each week leading up to this race, which I felt really good on. I think I just could have held back a bit at the start of the run and then made my way to like a 4:15, 4:20, and then held that rather than going balls to the wall right at the start. But I mean, no race is going to be perfect. I'm going to learn something at every race. Everyone's going to learn something at every race. And I think I've learned a ton this year of just consistently working 10 to 13 hours a week is my sweet spot with the workload I have, with the athletes I'm training, with what I do is obviously coach and do a lot of videos and do a lot of athlete plans and building hacks, building the business. So I've allocated 10 to 13 hours a week that I feel best at, and I feel like I could perform well training, working, building the business, and I enjoy it. That's the most amount of time that I enjoy, is that 10 to 13 hours a week. But I ended this race in 4 hours 38 minutes. And I felt good. Like, it didn't feel like I PR'd. I wish I would have felt a bit stronger on the run so I could have broke that 4:30. I feel like I definitely could have if I just held off at the start of the run. And I mean, like, damn, like, so I came 6th place in my age group. And the 2nd place guy, Luke, he was only 3 minutes ahead of me. Yeah, I could have just slowed down at the start and then made my way up, but I'm going to learn that throughout next season. In 2025, I'll have a lot of races planned then, which I'll make another video about. But this was personally, love this race. This was a great race personally. And then right after I got over the finish line, I saw Ian Jensen there. I was just laying on the floor. And I was waiting for my next athletes to come by because everyone was coming through soon. Melina, she came through. She got first in her age group, 18 to 24. I think she did a 4:46, which was huge for her. I just started coaching her in February, and she's came a ton ways from that. Like, she just started triathlon in February, so she's going to be a pro one day. I really know that, and I have a lot of faith in her with that. But yeah, and then everyone else came through in the next couple minutes to hours, because we had a lot of first timers, like people that literally just started a couple weeks ago. So it was really cool to see the pan of the athletes there, like people that are wanting to go for a world spot and people that are just getting into the sport. It was really cool to race with other people within Hacks and the people that I coach. Like I was talking to them on the course, I was running with some of them, biking beside some of them, and then after that we waited for the awards, which Melina won her age group 18 to 24, and then Hacks relay team got second in the relay team out of like 56 teams, which was really cool. Sunday was a really cool day. After that, we went home, showered, got a reservation at a steakhouse, which was really cool. Had some food with the team, enjoyed the race celebrations, and then Monday woke up. Quads were absolutely hurting so much. I think everyone was sore in one spot of their body: glutes, hammies, quads, calves, back, shoulder. Like we're just all suffering on Monday. But then we went to play Topgolf. And then we went to all you can eat sushi. We always like to do something the day after just to chill. Topgolf is our number one thing that we like to do after, just because it's fun. We have Katie Griffiths with us, who was an ex-pro golfer, so she taught all of us how to hit 400 yards. And instead of doing this hand, like, do you know the interlocking? I don't know if you golf or not, but she was teaching us this. Like you do that, which I was felt super uncomfortable because I always just interlock, but then she told me to do that and I tried it, but I think I will try that in the future, Katie, if you're watching this or anyone else watching this. After Monday, we just packed up, relaxed at the Airbnb. Tuesday, I traveled back to Canada. It is today, like I just got back last night, and I'm leaving tomorrow to go home for family in Winnipeg. I think this event really showed me and others what Hacks can be and what Hacks is right now, and how much traction we're picking up within the triathlon community and just around the race. Like if you're running in a Hacks tri-suit or a BPN tri-suit, people are going to yell at you just from on the sidelines or other racers. And I think that's the number one thing that athletes have told me about the race experience in our tri-suit and just racing with us, is people noticing you on the course. And I think that really uplifts people around you, uplifts yourself, and being around that community and having people at races is a really cool thing to have. Because when I went to my first race, it was just me and my mom having no clue what we were doing. So to have other people with you that have been training, that are in the same boat as you, that can give you tips throughout the race weekend, I think that's really beneficial for anyone getting into this sport. It's just really cool to see the athletic growth that a lot of these individuals have had over the past year and a half, 2 years, and seeing them cross the finish line and seeing people have PRs and connecting with each other and having a potluck with everyone and going to Topgolf and enjoying not just the race and not just enjoying like being competitive, but just having a good weekend and feeling like you're on that team environment like you were maybe in high school or in college or in university. This really did feel like that one of those like hockey trips. I'm sure a lot of you watching this went on sports trips growing up with your team and stuff, but this is a whole nother level because we're just coming from different parts of the world to one location and doing a really hard thing, is doing an Ironman. Yeah, I mean, I just want to share this. I want to get back on YouTube. It just takes a damn long time to edit these and shoot these, but when I have time, I love doing them. I love talking to the camera. I love yapping about whatever's on my mind. I just really hope that this video touched one person. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. I try to get back to every single person as possible. And if you're interested in joining Hacks, getting one-on-one coaching, personalized training plans, joining a community of like-minded individuals that are just hungry for more, because everyone here that I onboard, they all want something more out of themselves, and they all want to do something more than where they're at. They all know that they can do it. They just need the guidance. They need to be around those people that can push them and that have pushed themselves before. And I think it's really inspiring to just be around people. I'm still baffled away about this race and how it went, but I'm not surprised because this community is amazing. My following is amazing. This community watching this is amazing. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.